Welcome to this week's session with Putnam County District Library, Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This week we're going to take a look at a very interesting tool called Inforeader. This is available. You can actually put it on your phone, be it an Android, an iOS device, or you can do as I'm doing today and you can look at it on the web. What this does is everything is put all into one space for you for articles and information that you might be reading and enjoying and have some interest on that are on the web. So I'm going to just show you brief introduction here of how it works, how you could set it up, and a couple of little tidbits of information that can be helpful as you're using Inforeader. So if you go to Inforeader, I am logged in currently. Again, you can log in using a Google account, an iCloud account, an email account, whatever works best for you in terms of creating your account. And then everything I do want to make note of that I'm showing you today, I'm going to show you based upon what is the free. You can obviously, like so many of these things, subscribe, pay money, but I'm going to show you the free version of everything. So right now, if we just take a quick look here on the left-hand side, this is where the dashboard is located, and then all the information here that has to do with what you can do as you're looking through. But before we look on this left side with this information, I just want to take a quick look over here at the right hand side, and you're going to see, I'm going to skip over add gadgets. Gadgets are things that you can add across the top if you were to choose to. So you can say, if I wanted to add what's new in Inforeader, and it's going to show across the top of my page, tips and tricks, so forth. So you would just simply click on the plus sign, and then you could add those in. And then next to that is where you see what looks like the little eyeball. And that's your dashboard layout. Currently, I have it set to single column, so I could change this to 2 columns if I chose to. I can change it again to this other version of 2 columns. I can change that whatever works best for me in terms of, notice when I change those over with my 2 columns, then what's happening is it's giving me more information. And notice here as I do this, I can change and move things up and down here on the page. And then beside that is if I were to have any notifications. And then here is my login information. And notice then I have my preferences, the different plans. This is where my mobile apps are. The invite friends, again, that would be if you were paying for this. In my preferences, just like so many things, this is where my profile, if I were billing, if I were to do the payment, and that's where then the collaboration would come into play. Again, you would have to have a paid account to do that. I want to go back here one more time to my actual profile, because here is where I can, right now it's currently set on aqua. If I wanted, I could change it to light. I could change it to the brown. Notice what's happening as this changes. And if I go to dark, for some people, it works better to read based upon the background being dark. So if that's the case, you could change that over for yourself. Now, my dashboard, notice it comes and goes based upon where I'm at on my page. So if I scroll back over onto the left-hand side, that's going to now appear. I have here, first is read later. I have 2 different articles that I have set up to read later. Notice they are also starred. You'll see that I can show you later how that star appears. If I go to my library, it's going to load. It's going to take some time here. It'll load all my library information. Team, again, is something that I'm not using the paid version, so I'm not going to have that ability. Just going to go on down here to feeds. Here's all of my different articles. Notice there's 346. I have this Cincinnati Business News, Eric Kurtz, books and reading, so forth down the page. Notice the difference. I have icons here beside these. This has a down arrow because with my books and readings, I have all of these that are feeds then that appear underneath there as well. So I can go to any of those. That's why that shows the arrow. If I were wanting to add something new, I would simply click here. If I go to feed, what you're gonna find, Google News, these others, again, paid version. I'm just simply using it with the feeds. So if I go in here and I say I want something that has to do with, let's just do Ohio as an example. Now this is where in the past on my other screen where you saw the numbers in the articles, if I were to say, yeah, let's follow this, Ohio State football. Notice it has 23 followers, 8 articles a week, so forth. So it's giving me how much information is out there currently. And now notice over here, Ohio State football, and I have 20 different articles that come up. Again, if I'm reading one of these articles, I want to star that article, showing me how and when these were posted, 1 day ago, 2, so forth. I can star this. I can mark it as read. I can share the article. If I click on share the article, it's going to give me these options of how I want to go out and share it. And then I can, again, mark above as read, mark below as read, so forth. And then I'm going to just go back here to the dashboard. I'm going to go to here to books and reading. I want to go to a different, I'm going to go to my down arrow. I'm going to click on let's click on, there's no articles there. Let's click on, which one was I on before? Let's go to books, possibly. I've read some of these. So if I go to Goodreads, let's try that. No more articles. Well, here. Okay, got books and read. Here we go. So again, I'm back here. But what I want you to see is I'm going to click here on the, notice I have these show up as highlighted. That is because I'll show you here in a minute where I had marked that. So anytime the word books appears, it's highlighted in my article. Again, here's where I put my star. As we talked about before, some of these options are the paid to load full content, to text to speech. Those are all paid. However, I want you to see, if I click on my 3 dots, I've got article layout and text. When I do this, I can change the font style. So if for some reason this particular font is hard for me to read, I can change that. And what I find really helpful is that I can change the font size. So if I have someone who is reading and looking at something on the website here, and for some reason, maybe visually, they need something bigger, I just change it over to gigantic. Now I've got a different size font. And so I'm just going to reset that here real quick, and notice it just goes right back. So we're going to go back up here to my drop down here with my 3 lines to search. One more thing here to show you is if I go to, let's go down here to, I'm going to go up here to all articles again. These are all of my articles. No, that's not where I want to be. I want to scroll all the way down. I want to go down here to my highlights. When I talked about how books was highlighted, that will be highlighted in all of my articles, the word books. Because what I did is I went down here to highlighters, and notice I created a highlighter. So if I were to go in here to create highlighter now, if I were to say, let's say Ohio, and make that one red, and I save my highlighter. So now anytime in an article where the word books is, it's going to be highlighted yellow. Anytime in an article where the word Ohio is, it's going to be highlighted red. I can always turn these on and off. I can delete them if I choose to. So if we go back here and we go to my Ohio State football, notice what happens every time the word Ohio displays, it's highlighted in red. That is kind of a really quick, brief description of Inforeader, how helpful and useful this can be. It's obviously kind of up to you. I find this really handy because it makes it so that I can take any information that I might be interested in out on the web. I can follow the feed. So if I want to read an article, it appears here. I can star it. If I want to keep it, I can mark it as read, and then it's basically done and over with for me. So anything of interest, I just follow those feeds and enjoy reading what I see there. The one thing that I will say with my books and reading, because I have so many of those things here, in terms of what is visible there, is when I go to, let me see, scroll back up here to my feeds. If I click on my feeds, this is where everything that is over here shows. So let's say for some reason, I don't want this information that has to do with Book Riot, for example. Notice right now, when I go to my feeds, I have, let's just click on this for a minute. I'm going to click on this, or no, I don't want to click there. I want to click over here because I want to turn it off, make it so it's inactive. So it's no longer active. And now when I go out, let's go back. Let's look real quick. I've got under my books, let's close this up here. Under books and reading, now notice that is gone. Let's do one more. Let's Paris review. That's not something I'm gonna. So I'm gonna go back to my feeds. I'm going to find Paris review, and I am going to turn that off. When I say okay, whoops, I select go instead of okay. So I turned that off here, close that up. Now notice what happens is my Paris feeds is gone. I no longer have that. So if I, for some reason, no longer want to follow something, I can simply just click here and get rid of that by going up here to all of my articles, and I can, or up here to all of my feeds, excuse me, I keep clicking the wrong spot. I can go to all of my feeds here, and I can make it inactive. I can turn anything off that I maybe, for some reason, no longer want to see. That is what you will find with Inforeader. Hope you find this as useful as I do, and I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Thanks.